Hello YouTube, my name's Rob Pollard, and this video is here to address whether or not VR is actually shaky or not. The reason for making this, I've had numerous questions posted onto my channel asking this very question. Mainly because my recordings do appear to be very shaky, at least when watching them on YouTube. So in this video I'm going to address whether or not VR is actually shaky or not. For those that can't be bothered to watch the whole video and really want to know the answer as to whether VR is shaky, well, I'll give it to you up front. No, it isn't. The reason, well, there are numerous reasons why it appears shaky on the videos though, and if you want to know what those reasons are, you're going to have to stay tuned for the rest of this video. Now, the reason why recorded VR videos do appear shaky is primarily because of the eye. The eye is a very advanced piece of technology and includes numerous stabilization functions. Now, when I record a VR video, obviously the recording is recording the head tracking. It's recording exactly where I'm pointing the VR headset, but what it's not doing is recording the micro movements that the eye is making to stabilize the image. Now, I could talk about these eye stabilization movements in detail, but let's face it, it's bloody complicated. So instead, I'm going to try and see if I can simulate, I guess, a little of what you're seeing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach an unstabilized camera to my head, or at least a camera with the least amount of stabilization I can find, and then I'm going to move my head around as if I was in the cockpit. Now, I've tried to synchronize both videos as well as I can, but it's hard to do. But the point of this, I'm trying to show how shaky an unstabilized camera can look, because that's effectively what's happening when you're recording VR. You're just recording head movements. You're not recording the stabilization that your eyeballs are producing. And as a result, things look very shaky in VR. In addition, VR is normally at, 90 frames per second? When we render it on YouTube, it's down to 24 frames a second. So you're missing a lot of frames per second that the real VR system's producing, but isn't going to YouTube. Now, if you do what I'm showing here, if you follow your finger around and move your head around, it looks perfectly smooth, doesn't it? But you look at the black and white camera footage in the background, then it does look a little bit shaky. And again, that's because we're not recording the eye stabilization. We're only recording head movement. And that's exactly what happens when I record VR. So to conclude, VR isn't shaky at all. It just appears shaky on YouTube, simply because all we're recording are head movements. We cannot record the movements that our eyeballs do in order to stabilize the scene. And that is why most YouTube videos will appear shaky, especially my ones, because when I'm flying fighter aircraft, I tend to have my head on a swivel because I want to see all around me. That's how you stay alive. And of course, when I record my aircraft videos, it's capturing all those head movements very precisely, but without the eye stabilization. And that's why you get what appears to be shaky VR, when in fact it's actually liquid smooth. In the headset it appears just like it does in real life, just as smooth. So hopefully that this video has given you some insight as to whether or not VR is shaky or not, and it isn't. And hopefully it will help in your decision to perhaps purchase a set. Thank you for watching. Bye.